I was breathing right behind his ear, and he didn't even notice me. I noticed him right there. I knew I was there. I knew I wanted him right there. I was gonna.
Jump right into your last fight, your debut, your UFC debut in the summer. Days notice, no training camp, 36-hour flight, the weight cut, the fight. You finished one of the top prospects in the division. Anything else people, they did not know about what happened in that incredible journey that you took?
Uh, well, the flight was pretty bad. I almost missed the flight. It was the craziest moment in my life. Like I still to these days, like sometimes I think about it, like I should not like made that flight because once I made it to the airport, I had to go to another airport to catch another flight. And then my ETA was already like 1 p.m. and then flight supposed to take off at 1 p.m. So, I'm still at the other airport. I got 2 hours. So somehow I made it through the Russian traffic. I beat that too. You know, man, all that time though, like I knew I wasn't gonna miss my flight. Something was just telling me that there's no way I'm going to miss my flight. I mean, I left my baggage in the airport. I got it like 2 weeks ago. Like 3 months I didn't have my luggage. All my clothes was in Russia. I had like no clothes. It was a crazy ride, but I made it happen.
Yeah, you definitely made it happen, and you went in there. And the most important thing is you performed. Was there anything about that fight that you felt like, okay, that part I did not like so much? Because you went in there and you took him out, man. He was one of the top prospects.
Man, I didn't like the fact that I was really tired because like I was back home in Uzbekistan. And I was like training and not training, still like I had some I'm just enjoying my life. I wasn't really I usually train when I'm in America, like when I go back home it's like a vacation for me. So, I was just enjoying my life, but the call came in, I just took it. The fight day was just normal. Like I had no time to think about anything else than just make way and fight. I guess that's what was so easy because it happened like so fast. I didn't have to think about nothing. I didn't know who he was. Um, I didn't know that he was the toughest guy. I mean, I knew he like finished some good guys, but at the end of the day, I don't know. I just didn't think about none of that. I just had to go out there, perform good. That's all I was thinking about. Like just perform good. Don't gas out. Don't look like you're not in shape in the second round. Don't let the commentators talk shit about your cardio. Like, you know what I mean? I hate that shit. Yeah, I always hear it, and I don't want to be one of them. You know? And just fight and then just keep going and see what happens. But at the end of the day, I still found a way to win, and the rest is we're gonna just move on now.
How were you physically and mentally, man? Because you had to cut some weight.
Yeah, I had look 20 pounds I cut. I still missed two, but I just didn't have no time. If I had like 2 more hours, I would like I make it. I just didn't have enough time. Um, and then it was bad. Like after the fight, like at the back, you know how you got the interviews? Like for 30 minutes, I couldn't like I was feeling bad. Like, my blood pressure went down, I guess. I was just like, oh, like thrown up, just, recovering slowly and mentally though, I was still the same. Just good. We did the first one out the way. Now, time for some big business and it's time for to make money, time to be in pay-per-view cards, like, just take this shit serious. It's not like just, oh, we're in the UFC and then okay, it's cool taking pictures or whatever, but now this is serious shit now. Now time to do some serious stuff and serious damage.
Before you get into this training camp, were there any particular goals you had for yourself, when you got back into just training and just, back into the gym?
Yeah, the goal is always to get better. It's always like there's always the things that you need to work on, it just never ends all the time. Like you do the one thing better this day, and next day that shit don't work out, so you gotta go back to that. It's always like learning process. It's always, always, always frustrating days. Yeah, I'm still like new in the sport. I'm still learning a lot. It's just a lot of frustrating days, especially like, comes to a lot of things, it just gets frustrated, just training wise, like something that you don't know, like, oh, how do I do that? Figure that out, like, but constantly getting better and getting better. That's all I do, just go to gym and just work on things that not working for me, like what I want to do new, like, oh, my kicks are not high enough, or my kicks are not strong enough. Maybe I feel that way, but let's make that stronger, make that faster, more flexible. Like there's always things to work on. It's just never ending shit, like,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And also, when you talk about continuing to train and it never ends, but is there a different level of confidence now that you're actually in the UFC? You actually have a win for yourself because you've been talking about that for years now. You're like, I belong in there, and you're finally there now. So does it, boost you a little bit?
Of course, yeah, of course. I mean, I've been training the same. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say I've been training the same. Of course, you level up. You gotta do extra thing. You gotta like actually, oh damn, you actually gotta like do more things. But I've been doing all that. You know what I mean? I've been doing what I'm doing now to level up. I've been doing that all the time. So I can't really say I changed anything, because I've been always like working hard. Like I can't really say I didn't work hard enough before and I made it to the UFC. No, I was still working hard back then and I'm still working hard now. I'm just doing bigger risk and then I'm just working even harder now. Like that's how I can put it together.
All right. Well, now you go from a prospect to a gritty veteran in Brian Kelleher. What type of fighter do you see in him?
I'm gonna just run him through. Like maybe you believe me or not, but I'm gonna run that guy through. He acts like he's acting like he's not fighting. Like you know what I mean? Like I feel like there's nothing really going on. Like I don't know, but I'm gonna just run him through. Like he's a good fighter. Like he's my one of my toughest opponent. Like you know what I mean? He's the toughest guy that I'm fighting. But I believe I'm gonna run him through.
He actually fought and won on the same night you debuted in the UFC.
Yeah,
Did you get
and
to
then
chat
that's
with him
the
a little bit?
no. I was breathing right behind his ear, and he didn't even notice me. I noticed him right there. I knew I was there. I knew I wanted him right there. I was gonna I've been wanting to fight this guy like 3, 4 years ago. Like I'm like, man, one day I'm gonna fight him. But as soon as I had the opportunity, I called him out. My manager's like, oh, you guys want this fight? I'm like, hell yeah. Boom. I asked, I got it. And then I was there. He didn't know I was there, but I knew he was there. I watched him. I knew how he felt at that day. And then it comes to his fight day, that shit was boring. Come on, you really wanna? Come on, man. He was just holding him down for 3 rounds because he knows the guy's weakness is takedown, and you're not even a wrestler, but you turn into a wrestler that fight just to get a win. Okay, no problem, but you gotta perform at the same time. That's how I look at it. Win is a win, don't get me wrong, but you gotta perform. You gotta be a real fighter and just create things that. That's why there's fighters like that, and then there's fighters, I guess, me that I like to do things that I always like high pace, always trying like to finish you, put you out, but he didn't do that. He's not like that.
He fought your teammate Ricky Simone in early 2021. How much has Ricky played a part in this training camp?
Zero.
Zero. Oh,
Ricky's doing his own thing. Ricky just fought. You think Ricky just fought? You think he's gonna be in the gym with me right after you won a big fight? No, Ricky's doing his thing,
mm.
uh, you know, but it doesn't really matter. Ricky being here and not being here, you know, it's fight is a fight.
Were you helping him with his camp, or were you guys kind of doing things
A little
separately?
bit. We just met up a little bit in Vegas
Mm.
because he's not really wasn't here when I was here because we don't have same schedule. Sometimes he's here, I'm not here. When I'm here, he's not here. It's not all the time we're together. I did went to Vegas like because of my teammate. He was there too, but we did some couple sessions with him. Me and the coach, we did train some couple sessions, but I had we trained a lot in the past with Ricky, like a lot of rounds, lots of weeks and month. I trained with him before.
This time you're having a full camp heading into this fight and a full camp version of Saeed. What does that look like against Brian Kelleher, you think?
Like I said, it's gonna be just. I would say in the beginning, he likes to pressure, but we'll see. But I'm gonna just run them through. I'm in shape and I'm not in shape. I'm gonna run them through. You know, I'm always training. I'm always training. It's not. I never. It's not like I had a full camp. Like I don't have a camp. Like I'm always in the gym. It just last time when I was not in the gym, just enjoying a little bit of life. That's when the call came. Like I said, I never get anything easy in my life. You know, nothing comes easy. Nothing.
You said
So
that he's
it
not a
was.
wrestler, but he turned into a wrestler to win his last fight. In this one, maybe that wrestling is not going to be effective. So do you feel like you're going to have to end up just striking with him?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that, maybe whatever I want to do. It depends how I feel that day. If I want to strike, I strike. If I want to take him down, I'm gonna take him down.
All right. Now
That's
with
how I
the
feel.
yeah, with the win over Keller, man, that actually puts you in a really good position in the landscape of the bantamweight division. Where do you feel like you fit in after this?
Top 20. Do we have top 20 in the UFC?
Of course.
Top 20 definitely after this. Because I mean, who else? Like I know a lot of people are there, but they don't fight enough to be ranked. Like they fight like once a year, or most of them that fights they still like just not enough activity, I think, you know. The guys that who fight all the time, they already top 15, but most of the what's wrong with the top 15 is the guys that like at top 15 so stuck, they don't know who to fight, and then we're here younger guys just fighting each other all the time, and then for us it's like we gotta fight 6 7 fights to get to the top 15, like, you know. But the top 15 guys are stuck, they don't want to fight, they're like, oh, I'm not fighting this, that. It's just they slowing the division down, you know. They gotta fight, and then keep going. You know, next. We don't want to see them stuck in the top 15 for 5 6 years. It's just not fair to me. You gotta get to the title 2 years, or if you didn't, then you know you gotta keep fighting. Like, you know, that's how I think. But everybody's different.
What do you think about the approach that Sean O'Malley's taking? You know, I mean, he's a big name in the division. And he does a great job promoting himself, but he's fighting guys that are not really top 15. You know, what I mean, he is top 15 ranked right now, but you know, what I mean, like Brian Kelleher is a tough test, man, and I feel like that could boost you higher than
He's supposed
where
to
he's
fight him.
at. Yeah.
Yeah, they're supposed to fight each other, but Brian's like always calling him out, like looking weird. Like, you don't want to do that. The guy don't want you. Like, that's it. Move on. Like, you know. But he's just keep trying to chase the cloud. But man, he's Sean O'Malley, man. He's an amazing fighter. I think he's doing a good job. I think we need, like, honestly, we need more Sean O'Malley in the division than anybody else. I love that guy. You know what I mean? Like, one day, I want to whoop his ass for sure. But it's gonna be a good fight. Hell yeah. A lot of people gonna know me. Hell yeah. So he's good. You know, he's doing his thing. He's doing right. So keep doing your thing. You know, keep making your money, and then it is what it is. He's doing it right.
All right. A couple questions. You know, just random questions about MMA. What do you think MMA fans obsess about too much that fighters don't really care about?
Wow. See, we actually care about every single thing the fans care about. That's how I look at it. Because if they don't care about something, why would I even try to do that? I gotta do what fans like. So it's, I don't know.
You're in the UFC now, right? And you fought on the regional scene for a long time. What do you not miss about fighting on the regional scene?
You know, me, it was like me, like I'm a different person. Like, you know, like I've been like going to like tournaments, competitions, like traveling, did all that since I've been 9 years old. Like, you know, throughout the high school, junior, travel so much, and I feel like regional scene is the same as like is like low level of amateur, like, you know. But a lot of young fighters at MMA like trying to come up, they need to experience that. They need to go through that floor, those basement fights. Um, you need those atmosphere, like, you know, to shine better at the light because you're gonna appreciate this better. This is a goal for you. You cannot just first fight, boom, in the UFC. Like, you know, it's not the sweet. When you start from the bottom, like fight in the shitty place, you make it to the big, make it to the top, it just lights shine better.
PTSD in combat sports, you know what I mean, from injuries, bad weight cuts, maybe damage, or even losses. Have you experienced this or seen it in other fighters around you?
Yeah, I seen another fighters. This guy told me I have a PTSD from the tape. That when they tape your arm, like your hand before the fight. He's like, I get a PTSD from the smell of the gogs. Like, you know what I mean? He's telling me, I'm like, what? Like, I never heard that before. It was funny. Like, that smell of the gloves, like before the fight, gives him PTSD. Like, he's like, that's fighting for you. That's crazy.
For real, mental. It's so mental, right? Like people don't realize it.
Yep, yep. It's all mental.
Now, outside of fighting, what keeps you up at night? You know, good or bad?
What keeps me out at night? Stocks.
You got some stocks.
I mean, I do that. I mean, it's my side hustle.
Yeah.
I day trade, so they keep me up sometimes. But now before the fight, though, I don't mess around with it.
Mhm.
Like I'm like I can't. It's too much.
It's a full-time job sometimes, huh?
Yeah, it'd be like affecting your brain too. Like you'd be like, shit, like Sometimes you're like, yeah, happy, but sometimes you're like, damn. But it is just life, balance, up and down, up and down.
For sure, man. That's interesting, man. I didn't expect you to be like day trading. You know what I mean? Like, there's other fighters doing it right now too. I've found out.
Yeah, they're learning. I've been doing this for like 2, 3 years. I'm into this thing like pretty deep. I do a lot of research into this NFT stuff, like crypto. Like I had a Dogecoin when Dogecoin wasn't even 1 cent. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm the guy who sold over 2 million Dogecoin at 6 cent. Like you know what I mean? When I had it, like we didn't even have like Dogecoin was like not even a cent. It was like point three something. I bought it like, but I sold that like very early.
Do you regret
And I
it?
listened to my friend. He said it was dump. It was pump and dump. I said, man, I hate him. But it's okay though.
It's all good, man.
It
It's
is
all
what
good. You're gonna make that up, in the years to come,
Yeah,
fighting
you
in the
good.
UFC. So,
That happened for a reason.
mhm.
What if I didn't? Now I'd be rich as hell. You think I'd be in the UFC? I don't know, man. That'd be hard.
Yeah, it would be hard if you was rich as hell. Anyways, you are in the UFC, January 15th, man. UFC Fight Night in Las Vegas. Another banger in the bantamweight division. That's what I expect. Thank you so much, Saeed.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.